You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone.
Orange.
You are watching Liberty Online TV.
We dey look for the news we dey around. Log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staffs them everywhere, everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Voices come. Credibility, now we ability. News, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. You count on me, you count on me anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. Human them, girl begin the second power. You can call on me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. Go down the slums to get the views. Voices down. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. You count on me, you count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl begin, let's get the power. You can call on me, count on me anyhow. We speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. For the news we dey around. Log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staffs them everywhere, everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Voices come. Credibility, now we ability. News, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. You count on me, you count on me anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. Human them, girl begin the second power. You can call on me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. Go down the slums to get the views. Voices down. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, let's get the power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the view, the tell you one time. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, let's get the power. He count on me, count on me anyhow. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism.
Plenty things can happen at the country where the news can capture from politics, the economy, and other human interest issues them. Some of them issues here can take inside different newspaper them during the week. This makes Liberty Online Television. They bring you the Liberty Newspaper Review. Inside this program, we will bring analysts them for look at the most trending topic them inside the newspaper for the week and analyze them for make sense to the public. This will be every Friday, 12 o'clock afternoon on Liberty Television. Watch out for Liberty Newspaper Review.
To you from Liberty Online Television. Last week, they, of course, we all know say we get the Liberty dinner for celebrate with 1 year anniversary. So we do on the planning and every other thing. So that's why we know they want for big pardon because last week we not be able to get the program. Mina Alex Lawrence Koroma, and like always, we there with different people, them master sabi people, them plan news, business, and all issues where they happen around. We can get analysts them both from the civil society, we can get the journalists them, we can get even some people where they not the public sector or politicians. But for the meantime, we don't engage with journalists and civil society them because these are the people where normally they do the checks on government, private institutions, and even the diplomatic community. Like we foresee, they do see them with the in line with waiting the Saloma wants, where a country for push development. We all know say every week plenty issue can in a different newspaper there. But they tell not to all, we were able to discuss here. And some of the things that you always saw of the people in the right, me and say, when you hear the story, you say, I mean, for me, I believe if we don't take them this way, for me, I feel if we don't move them this other way around. So, forget them straight, I mean, we can bring Master Sabi people in IASO for discuss on furthermore on the issue. And today, for the very first time, we get a civil society activist. And they also get an in media business, They get a newspaper, but here they as a civil society, they get someone link because presently they're out of the country. We get Ibrahim Suri Dumbuya in the executive director for League of Democracy Advocacy, LODA, we in a civil society organization, we don't they advocate around human rights, democracy and good governance. A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Dumbuya.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Alex Lawrence Koroma, and good afternoon to all viewers, and thank you for having me.
All right. Welcome to Liberty. I'm sure this is not the very first time we get to Liberty.
Yes, of course. But it's
all
right,
I will hold you first for a minute. Let me introduce Robert Kekabo, the executive editor for Heritage newspaper. Robert, not a new person. Of course, then they are the tenants in a partner now, now Liberty. One of the few people that way go criticize issues positively, but many times can for sympathize with the government. And I can tell Lansina, one of the people that way to protect this government don't let down. But we're ending our issue for another day. Very good afternoon to you, sir.
Thank you very much, and a pleasure always for doing Liberty TV. All right.
Robert, a young man, we all believe say if this government is grateful to young people, then where they protect the interest. Now one person where the government supposed for the look into. But let me go back again to Mr. Doumbouya, all the way from somewhere in Europe. I know call the country. I don't know. It was this afternoon, and of course, first tell me, you don't follow Liberty, and you know, we don't see what we don't do. Tell me impression. What do you think about Liberty? How we don't go wrong? How they go right? And what do you need for put more power on?
Yeah, well, firstly, I think I want to register my thanks and appreciation, and I want to register a pleasant recognition, of course, for the management of Liberty, and that it's not an easy journey, and I know when this journey started and how narrow it's now. So I believe, say, for look at the digital world now, I think online TV is fastly occupying the space of digitalization when it comes to broadcasting, you know. And for get online TV, you know, on one, but the sustainability is another thing. So for consider for the span of 1 year, we are still able to maintain the frequency at which we broadcast annual issues and even go above. It's like every day when they develop, every day when they develop. To me, I believe it's a kudos and on Liberty Online TV and a TV where I believe see people for reckon with and for do business with and for believe and trust because I don't just follow the trend of impartiality of on our investigations and on a broadcast program them. I don't see, I don't examine also that a sense professionalism, the way una they handle issues, how una they interact with guests them, and how una also they broadcast from outside the studio for bring the news to people. When it comes to clarity as far as voice and imagery, I mean, to me, well, it cannot be 100%, but I believe so. Una don't move towards 90%. This is a clear indication, say within the shortest possible time. When I go even move beyond 100%, because now I believe say the percentage now in entirety has been changed. Now okay, you can get 110%. So I believe say una not really far from largely dominating the space of online TV in way of impartial information, professionalism, and all that. So people for just believe and reckon with Liberty Online TV and believe in the integrity and follow the trajectory at which they broadcast and bring the news to people and how they interact with against them. But I'm impressed. I'm really, really, really impressed. You know, for now it is difficult for able to determine the lapses because it's just 1 year. I want to be fair with you now. You know, if I say when I get any lapses, I may not see anyone it anyway. But I believe, see, I want to give una a time bound or a lifespan of 3 years, and then I can able to come up with some issues because the issues of the internet, then they, of course, not so una own issue than they a national issue when it comes to the networking na salon, a national issue. But I believe, say, to determine waiting online TV for actually get. When I get 80% of them things and when I get when I image publication good, when I voice clarity good, you know, the professionalism, the broadcasting, and issues to discuss because that is another thing. You get a lot of other online TV them, but some other online TV them probably can more concentrate on what should be the topic, how sensitive the topic they, all and it involves in broadcasting, the sensitivity of a particular topic, the impact of the topic. If we discuss this topic, which impact it will create. Uda and Huda will be a very good listeners to the topic there. Uda are the targeted people who want their news there for which, So I believe say When I get all of them things there because I always follow up the issues of impact when I discussed. I always don't say when I get the targeted people them, meaning even the lay person in Kubura for understand say these issues that they happen and this they happen. And over the for the past 1 year I don't see credible guests that they come. Even though I we sit down at the studio so but Kundema we na my colleague. I mean for it taking time for Canada studio, for answer to a call, it shows how credible and it shows how people hold the Liberty Online TV with higher esteem. So you get people who you see. I don't see chief minister. I don't see a lot of people on the come the program. People from the opposition stronghold, people in governance, politicians, civil society activists. I don't see, and I believe say that shows the respect we want to command na the media space, and that shows that una self get values them una the art towards people them wey they come as guests, and then people and they say get their own values wey in the art. Now Liberty Online TV, but for now I believe say that are the most thing, and I'm impressed, and I want to say thanks to all, and I want to say thanks to the management, and I'm impressed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Doumbia. We'll get time, we'll discuss more on Liberty. But now let me go to the newspapers. We start with Night Watch newspaper. I will hand over power President Bio. Then they quote His Excellency the President Julius Maada Bio. Say he will hand over power in 2028 because now forget the next election. Robert Lakam starts with you. You surprised for something like that. But this is coming from a newspaper, and this night document will keep for long. Surprise for the president, or for you, which you think, forget to quote, the hand over power in 2028.
Well, not really surprised until because the fact is, he gets a time limit way for power as the president. The first 5 years mandate, and then a second year mandate, and the first serve for 5 years compared to other countries like Ghana, we have 4 years, the US we have 4 years, we have to say 5 years. So I think not something surprise. It's a matter of most for him for another power.
I take this. During the former president in time, Ernest Bai Koroma, we had this issue about more time and the likes, But it's a different thing now. They see at this early stage, the president already don't agree say they go.
Well, first of all, this is a misconception really around that conversation. The man himself, when a former president Ernest Koroma, not ever come out public say the contest, they go back in second third time. Now just rumors will become me. I'm not going to focus on rumor. Then the man himself will come out on the map. So all of these things are just a rumor surrounding say former president will go for a third term, which of course is very untrue, not correct. He reached at a point where he came out publicly saying not get any intention for go for any second time. But people just be facing as a player and politics around that. And I feel say I'm how we expect the law, I'm how we believe say yes. They're going to be banned by a term limit. No one is above the law. You're going to be governed by the Constitution, as the Constitution say. So you're not going to be on the term limit. Everybody gets a term limit. So for letting the presidency hand over power, of course, it's supposed to hand over power to the next
consider. So they therefore work by based on the time limit. We can't say we go because if time limits are for 5 years.
Okay, that's we even accept say they go. And one of the principles now for make the president what for and over force now democratic practice, But again, now one of the leaders they don't question integrity around maintaining democracy, upholding democratic principles, maintaining good governance principles, and that of human rights practices and all. What's legacy if you say His Excellency get for left when it comes to this area? Democracy, good governance, and human rights.
Well, that situation,
Every leader gets his own way of doing things. No one is 100% perfect. when President Koma go back again, though he do it extremely well in last 5 years, the first year he do well. By the end of the day, people get different perception about how we left power in terms of bastardizing the constitution, a lot of human rights issues that we happen under his tenure, despite the fact that I don't make some progressive step in terms of bringing development close to the people, in terms of infrastructure development, in terms of even improving the healthcare system. When I even introduce when I be baby, when I initiate that one, the free healthcare. So even all of this video, people still get to share. So coming back to President Bio, of course, everybody don't see in strife, you don't do in terms of putting the country image at international global stage. And also, but it's again, people still get issue against her on issue of for those human rights, issue of press freedom, a lot of issues that are compounded over where issue people that get against in government. That's not like in government per se, although yes, it's the head of the state. But people still get their own perception based on how things go, human rights issues and the issues of press freedom, where I think saying everybody the questioner, if he has to speak, even in leadership as a presidency, people still get the question, the man, you understand? But they say yes, the people don't vote in. He says Longi a mandate, don't declare as a winner. Well, still people still get. That's why they think the way to do good. Everybody is a human. He must get his own pitfalls. So you see. So I think for letting say go hand over power, I think it's not a surprise news. It just got to be stick by the time limit what the Constitution say.
All right, let's bring you, only small, let's bring you Mr. Dumbuya. Looking at Night Watch, I will hand over power and the court President Julius Maada Bio. For you, you know somebody who again very critical with government. You don't need tweets, pull press release them. You surprised first. For it gets that statement. They don't other people on the quote, they don't talk but generally from where you get that statement to this point where they discuss you surprised what's where it come out from, so that kind of where they come out from President Bio.
Say again for hand over power. Mr. Alex, you still have to talk about for say President Bio say again for hand over power.
Within a Night Watch, one of the things within the scene a Night Watch, he said, I will hand over power, and then they quote President Bio. So for you surprise, for you for that kind of talk, say at this early stage, President already, the people say they hand over.
Well, to me, it's not a surprise. Why it is not a surprise? Now that the president and family goes through. So, statement in the last time say again for hand over power. That's an obvious statement. It's just reality. Nobody not able to depart from the reality that again for hand over power. It simply means he's registering his retirement within his time limit, because he knows that he's not able to contest the next election. And therefore, the way we win the next election, therefore, again for hand over to him. I mean, that's not a democratic statement to me. And I say kudos to him. So, because the way we win, again for hand over to him. Pakababi hand over to Aniskuma. And Skuma hand over to him. So instead, get for hand over to the successor. So I believe say it is not a surprise. It is really not a surprise. And it is not a statement outside the context of a democratic approach or a democratic matter. So the statement is conformity.
Okay, the reason why I ask this, the president don't they get a lot of question around in way of governing, upholding democratic principles, good governance, and that of human rights. With all and looking at what's going to happen, and this they come up from with this now one of the strongest pillar. We talk about democracy, change of governance, change of leadership. If you say the Bio regime or the President Bio for left a legacy, and then three sectors there, then three areas there. So when you talk about democracy, good governance, and human rights, whose legacy if you say go left? A good one or a bad one?
Well, examine the period as of the time where it take power, we Ernest Bai Koroma hand over power came to now as I speak. And it got in small good impacts and what you don't do. But if we say we examine the magnitude in comparison to the pros and cons, meaning the good and the bad, they don't do boku bad past the good when it comes to corruption, when it comes to constitutional raping of the constitution and other laws, them comes to inflation, when it comes to economic hardship, and when it comes to human rights violations, because these are key and paramount elements in a democratic space. And these are key paramount elements as litmus test, in examining the manner, ways at which a government they progress, from the bad into the good. So with that, they don't do boku bad. If we take corruption into the first place, now that we all know one of the instruments where we use for examining corruption as alone is the Auditor General report. And we all know, say, the Auditor General's office, an office established by an act of parliament, a statutory office. We all know, say, then gets the constitutional mandate for audit government institutions, for government audit, even corporate institutions, them where they in partnership with government, and even individuals, them where they are either public servant or civil servant, or one way or the other receiving money connected to the consolidated fund. So if we take corruption as a first place, just within six years, we don't see over 2 trillion missing. So if you compare that, and there's no way you can able to compare this present government without comparing it with the Ernest Bai Koroma's regime. And there's no way you can compare the Ernest Bai Koroma's regime without comparing it with the Pakaba's regime. Because analyzing the issues there, you get forget the context of which they put them. So with comparative analysis to that of in predecessor, where inside 10 years it's like about over 20 billion, 30 billion, we don't even reach a trillion, as we say. All inside 10 years. But inside 6 years, we see over 1 trillion being squandered, misappropriated by this particular government. Because the government encompasses ministries, MDs, individuals, or corporate institutions working on behalf of government as agencies. So even me and you, we are part of government also. So we then things then the way the Auditor General report don't state. It shows that we are not progressing in terms of corruption. We are rather retrogressing. Let's forget about other international reports then. Because we have read other international other international organizations for the credit to institutions. Then they said don't criticize some of the institutions and the way we get respect for in the form of bribery for credit, we are all anything and they don't see. So now, and again, in corruption, the misappropriation now one aspect. Then we can again into the fight against corruption, which has to be a quote impartial. And when it is impartial, it shows that the commission is independent by its constitutional mandate also. Mark you, the ACC is established also by an act of parliament, impregnated by a provision in the constitution. In other words, now the constitution ain't give birth to the ACC Act. The ACC Act now ain't give the organogram and structure of how this commission was set up. Looking at the impartiality of the ACC, It is nothing to write home about. I bring you a couple of issues there. I take up from the recent one now. Say I go to some of the other one day. Let's take the parental rights issue. It is clear in the act that corruption in itself is when I make a general. Let me Mama Kubola understand. It is when you go against a law, whether not a procurement law, we talk say if you want to go buy this thing for reports to me. If me go buy if you go buy reports to me, then it's corruption. And another simple form, now also they talk say recruitment, like what they talk about administrative recruitment. Say again for follow the policies we laid down by the accountant general's policies them, okay, and the HRMO, the human resource management policies them. So if anybody recruit anybody in a public institution where he undermines some of them laid down policies, then they don't commit corruption. No matter whether the intention good or not good. It is not whether the intention good. It is whether the act has already been committed. Because there are three instruments in the interpretation of laws, for let people understand. You get what's called the literal interpretation of the law, you get what's called the golden interpretation of the law, and you get what's called the mischief. Now, the ACC Act basically can look at the mischief. The mischief now that if Alex, Liberty Online TV don't talk say anybody way for come out outside Liberty Online TV for gonna do if for take permission to Alex Lawrence Kuruma, that is the law. If he maybe left, he go and not take permission to Alex Lawrence Kuruma. No matter what the intention, he don't commit a crime. Why? Now that if watching the liberty want for protect, now that they want to see anybody where they come on and do, they make sure say they scream and that they not take anything go out. They not take anything go out with them. So they allow Mabel say, okay, Mabel will not say now then call you for you picking also you won't go the agency issue. So that make you won't go. That don't give a room for any other person now for that same thing. For just it will just take property something. No get that they say he call me picking no well. Hey, I don't go there. Who say me picking no well? Make during that period something waiting for take for come out of Liberty Online TV. You don't take her. So at the end of the day, we go suffer on Liberty Online TV. That then go suffer because they don't take one property or they don't take money we meant for the benefit of all the staff there and the progress of Liberty Online TV. So that is it. So in the case of parental, a woman and parental, if it's better. But however, the ACC come out and talk say, my administrative blunder. Then administrative blunder is an element of the very core. If you read the act itself, it tells you it's an element of the very core. What do we see at the end of the day? They say, go pay fine. Now, let me make the last right up. And even say, the SEC, the implementation of 7 of the 2020, 2018 and Corruption Act as amended in 2019. I say, they do good to the people. Because if you say a person don't thief, let we negotiate. And you know what you do? You set a precedent for like me. If you can make me minister, I find out say the one way now be me predecessor, it's 50 billion. Then go negotiate. They say, okay, partner the thing that 50 billion way thief, come 50 billion, then you pay 1 billion interest. They don't go 51 billion. Then what mean they can they thief 60 billion and take that 60 billion, they go invest them. And not say by the time they can catch me, I don't make several profits out of it. Why are they deprive the benefits of the ministry and deprive the external ordinary citizens the way for benefits from the ministry in project implementations them. We will benefit the community or society as a whole. So to me, I say no. This is not the way to fight corruption. It is rather intensifying corruption rather than eradicating corruption. Because when somebody thieves, it is the constitutional right of the judiciary for interpret the law. SEC mandate to interpret. The mandate of SEC enforce the law, just like the police. So the judicial absolute mandate for say you not criminal or you not a criminal. And therefore, the judiciary can also repay the 50 and pay another interest of 10 billion or cost. Because the law can call cost, especially when you can pass it. Say you pay 50 billion, you pay another 10 billion, and then you go through. Yeah. So that is what the say. ACC, they put themselves together and say about this out of court settlement. It is helping for recovery, but it is also intensifying the corruption. Absolutely. Then let we move again. This now one. Let we come again to another case. What will happen now? SABC of whose side they be accused the former DG. At the end of the day,
because they say what I have to do, when they look for possible, I will arrange another possible discussion. Let we look at, because this is something we don't decide for discuss now. So the way the Anti-Corruption Commission they discuss, or they always want for say what's in out of court settlement and how they affect the fight against corruption. But I want to broadly look at President Bio in the question I be asked. Okana to the administration of Bio and all that. But it talk about debt, money we don't take and all that. And that lead me to Salon Compass, where one of Mbana Island is Sierra Leone heavily indebted. And don't they quote the APC 15 trillion old loans in 10 years and SLPP 36 trillion loans in 5 years. Before I go to Mr. Doumbia Robert, you don't sit down for a while. This sound alarming, SLPP, just in 5 years of BO's government, we don't get debts when 36 trillion old loans inside 5 years. But the APC do for 10 years, they do 15 trillion loans, old loans, when are part of the debt we then left. It's alarming and concern for Salon accountability and development.
Well, it all depends. Though I'm not privy to the documents, so I find it difficult.
Well, I will find
it difficult now for
comments. I'll give a story. I'll tell you again about the story. Now, the leader of the opposition in the parliament, Abdul Kabir, where they debate this 2025 budget, where they debate today or now. And now they raise an issue and they begin from the debts the whole Salon and Bidon Council, when Pakaba days come to Ernest by Koroma, then come to Whitson, so they travel to one.
Most of them debts and even during the former regime, debt cancellation. What about take with that? But it all depends. I know, even Ernest Komabe then do the same. Budget Advocacy Network and rest of do the same. But what I there for see, we get for put it into context. Yeah. Not mean say what we don't do from 2003 and the same thing can do 2024. No. Every thing they change. Tiwa be used for buy day. Cement will be used for buy day 15,000. Now much for cement. 2024. So that means say if APC at the time where the economy be stable, what they will find as the fastest growing economy. What they refine the country as the fastest growing economy. Then go to that extent and go take debt. I don't think they think to be normal. It's the dollar XYZ compared to data where the dollar unable to stabilize, where effectively they affect the business of the country. And look at how the stock, the Ukraine war and other things, all kinds of stuff, and things are very hard, and the country really they are in need.
So government will have with no option and go back for the, take that. And that's not the TV saying as something nobody, not only Salon, Ghana, Nigeria, I want to go for that. So you see, no means go for that, means say the country no. But it all depends on the country.
We also notice then that's how the country got to take. It gets serious effect on the economy because one, it come in, when they pay back in debt, they pay in dollars. It affects the exchange rate. It also depreciates your own currency more and more because you get for the paid and debt here. So, and for let you debt reach to this level, you understand, I concerned. And just in 5 years, you know, you double what another man do for 10 years. Sorry, yes, for 10 years. You in 5 years, you double. Just like me, you now get a business where they run, or they run a home, which may you get 100 million, for example. Yeah. Me use me 100 million inside 2 weeks. You use your 100 million inside 1 week. You want to describe me as wasteful. I want to describe you as wasteful. I want to describe me as somebody who manage your resources well.
Well, it all depends on how you do it.
Everybody gets expenditure power. And more likely to the opportunity cost we need. The most important thing we need. So you have to take into consideration. So apparently, what the APC do and SIP are two different things. Considering the level of trend at which issues are at that global level at the time APC they to now, you know, obviously it will be the same. Everybody gets your own expenditure power. Consider the times of establishment of a ministry, so government. Most of them still. You know, all of these debts where they say pressure which be as a result of the manpower, the more of job opportunity God create. Government need for employment nurse, government need for more teachers, the security forces, government. So all of it, government for the for most of those things. So I'm not thinking saying and get some alarm to that.
Recent job with Professor Joyde Ali get. There are jobs so many people just believe say you don't need them. You get agencies, ministries, and we almost like get the same functions. You get a ministry, then go create an agency where they almost do the same thing. It happens at the environment sector. You get the Minister of Environment, you get the Environment Protection Agency, you get an NPA. All these institutions, one man cable do them, one institution cable for do them. All you need for now forget directorate. You understand? You're not facing at this all long cause the big money where they go every day, get for people salary, you know.
Well, your question.
The president, not the constitution again the power. It depends on the president's discretion. Whether I'm for good job or for the power, the constitution again that power. But one of the things when I key accommodation like could be the type of thing. And the fact is this lot of duplication work within a ministry agency there. More like where as a country with a fight to challenge. Maybe job is to say appeal to government, the minister president for ensure do everything and bring a margin together, bring that synergy, so that like for instance in the youth sector, you get youth commission, you get the other youth service, you get minister of youth, so a lot of work they do. So though as the ministry they at policy level, the MD they will implement most of them programs and they, but they say the same thing way. Youth commission do the same thing ministry do. The ministry still they implement. We don't know for the implement. Then just for just policy level directly they give to government.
So that's why you need you get directorates to them. Within the ministry they implement. The minister at level now for develop policy. So now the directorates them responsibility now for letting send the implementation down to community level. Anyways, let me bring Mr. Doumbouya back on the same question. Mr. Doumbouya, oh, it is me.
Yeah, I do too now.
All right, so you don't listen just about we ask about waiting Salon Compass rights. Sierra Leone heavily indebted, and then they say APC in 5 years, in 10 years, they take that to 15 trillion. Leons and SIPP in 5 years and take 36 trillion. You feel say this is alarming. You feel say this is a concern. And if you talk about the Auditor General, all intending and issues of accountability, And if not concern, wetin lead to all this?
Yeah, thank you. Of course, I concerned and I serious concern, and because you see the money for 30 something trillion, wow, inside 6 years. So imagine as we get 2010, how much it will be. Well, some of the reasons way they cause down the unnecessary expansion of the wage bills. The too much unnecessary pressure on the national budget. And now let me come into duplicity of offices is another key concern. You see, wait and say for less Alex Lawrence Kuma, is Alex Lawrence Kuma go with accounting. And I will let you understand anything way associated with money. So they put them in one context, say financial accounting, pure and applied accounting. Now just a one concept you go with something way associated with money. That's all. Now, I agree with Bora again. They talk about the trends. Yes, I agree with them. Talk about the trend. Say sometimes waiting to be 1,000 during an school mind term during the global world now na 2,000. Okay, that's fair enough. But again, what me they look at again now that the approach where the government they use for actually address global inflation, failing to use effective and approach for able for combat the global inflation, for let not affect the national inflation, is a key concern in which this government has been failing over and over, and don't fail on their issues. Then they're not able for curtail or contain the global inflation. We make it a significant effect because other countries are doing it. Ghana, Nigeria, not of us say things are not they go up, but in order to be on a skyrocketing as compared to how they happen at home. When it be happen in Liberia, we see Costa, a then advocate or an activist, where later, you don't be politician or what. You see where you take people and I do. At the end of the day, waiting happen, George, we are going inside and shell and it's kind of readjust. It's kind of waiting, minimize in government agencies them for fit into the budgets. The records are there. Try for close one or two offices them. Some directorates then are certain offices there. It subsumed them. Say no, this office, this directory, let come as one under one person. Let we go when this government come initially, they meet Ministry of Education. They come, they split them, say tertiary in education on one concept. It has been Ministry of Education and it has been productive. So people will be the talk say even educational system during Anescoma was poor. I mean, they don't get the statistics mandates and even the statistics experience or data. How successful education was under Anescoma. We will get the statistics, then we get the records, and they are there in the Ministry of Education. As one concept, it was succeeding. You split them. When you split them, you automatically can get almost up to 6 ministers there. One ministry, you get the minister, deputy minister 1, deputy minister 2. And all the people in there, what do you do? You create budget for them. You get for pay this, you get for pay that. And each minister, you create what you call a department for them. What in that is department? Instead of getting secretary, the secretary is getting deputy. Instead of getting director, the director is getting deputy director. So that's how it cascades. Just one minister, you come back to the deputy minister 1. Instead of getting secretary, he getting deputy, the secretary getting deputy secretary, he gets a director of this, instead of getting deputy director. What you do now, stretch the budget. So just one concept where it ought, the patent thing if I don't do, it ought to have been left like that. In other words, you create, if you want for say, okay, this is my own style, I believe say we do and this way can be effective, you rather create a directorate department rather than you create a whole ministry. You can say, okay, this is Ministry of Education. Now, I want a directorate that will be dealing with the basic. I want a directorate that will be dealing with the tertiary. Even within the ministry, the staff, then the manpower, and they divide out. So if you get for add staff themselves, maybe it can just be few staff, like 4 or 5. Then you still not able to achieve what you want for do. Then I come to Ministry of Social Welfare and Gender and Children Affairs. This is a one concept. Even when you go university, or you go read sociology, you go read gender or this. Now one great thing they go teach you about all and thing. You come again, you say no, let us have Ministry of Children and Gender Affairs. Then we have Ministry of Social Welfare. The word itself, social, it is a relative term, it is general, and it is a pregnant term that encompasses children, big person, this, that. That is it. But this is the issue. You come, you separate them, you create a whole ministry. And when you create a whole ministry, you don't create a whole budget. You also expand and extend the wage bill. Matthew, you get to ask if it's a lot of if we get the budget capacity for actually they go and create some of their ministries then let's compute. To me, even during an school my time, I challenge it. It is very, very big to me. I said it is irrelevant to have youth commission and you have the Ministry of Youth. I challenge that thing by the Nightline program at SFBC. Me, Alpha Amaduba, of course, Robert Kondema have been one of we frequent guests them. Maybe they can contribute immensely for that program. You understand? So we do thorough investigation. When we look at, we take the policy analysis of the establishment of Youth Commission, then we take the policies and organogram of Ministry of Youth, not just the same, duplicity. We challenge that. At the end of the day, people started politicizing that we are sent by SLPP. Come on now. And this is the same thing happening, but this one now, it look boku pass happen under the school now. Because now 3 times doubled the ministers the way they work under an escoma compared to now. You know, so it is the same thing. So why can't we assume some of them things standing? You know, this is what we are saying. You are expanding the wage bills. We even come to ambassadorial appointment. We've established other embassies in other countries, the way they're very proximate to each other. What is the essence of having an ambassador in Belgium and having an ambassador in France? These are very close countries. When we want to go Belgium, I pay 46 euro for go Belgium. When we want to go France, I take train. I pay 46 CAM. When I want to go Switzerland, I take train. I pay for 60 euro. If I come out Switzerland and go to any other Norway, I pay 33 euro. These are just interconnected countries. The people are more than they. You already get an embassy in Germany. You don't get an embassy in Belgium. Then you can get an embassy again in France. Come on now, we get countries them more than they in Africa. When a one grand embassy they get, where they control up to 10 European countries them. 10 European countries them. The likes of Liberia, Ghana. Check it. Let's check the analysis. But we alone one get embassy in a very proximate and coordinated countries them. I mean that's they suppress the budget. It allows you to give an oxygen so that the budget for let you breathe, which is very bad.
All right, Mr. Doumbouya, this one, if we say the debate throughout, it go now one way. You don't touch on 2 issues where I think so need for broadening. Possibly now we weekly review. We go happen back tomorrow. Maybe we'll get you back and discuss on some of the issues there. So because of time, with the older one day and it's very important to not done it. But now we go back again to this one. We get for do tonight on environment. Tonight on sector, civil society is being detained. Civil society activist Thomas Babadi Kamara also, Thomas Babadi, they were so the Owl newspaper, they say urgent demand for the release of 2 arrested CSOs. Robert Tiade in the capacity as editor for a newspaper, but also a strong civil society activist. Well, for years on the advocate around health, for years on the talk around issues of national development, good governance and all. Robert, as civil society, when also the arrest, they say the people that write letters say they want protest, and from then they invite them now police, from then now it's arrest. What is my take on all this?
Well, yes, sir, we get the same conversation.
Weird. For we as civil society, we find out that for the process at which the police do, for me, is unprocedural, is uncalled for, and I will forgive government by name, then see anything. The law clear, what did the Police Act say? The Police Act speaks volumes, see. In a position where an individual organization wants to set a protest, you have to notify the police. So I don't know every time the police can put on, they get 3 and 4 where they complicate in the Police Act. Notify, then just nothing for notify you. Okay, in the situation of Babadi, of course everybody knows say Babadi is a well-known civil society activist for over a year. We don't work with young people across the country. We frown out than the police not be need to go to that kind of extent, despite the fact that challenge and the country not stable, a lot of who and cry there around. I think see all this while you get sort of people all they go on social media, they say they don't protest, when I faceless, and you know them, they just write letter. But this time is a situation where it's an individual civil society, we write, we inform the police, after which the police get for accident and can get a meeting. From the end of the day, we end up and arrest them. And for we condemn that one day, and the police need for release them with immediate effect.
All right.
The police need for release them with immediate effect. If the police feel say, based on the letter they require the examiner, not possible for them to go, the police will decline and say, no, we're not going to provide this. But the police is a situation where if says, for ask fees of questions, okay, we want to see your membership, we want to see your number, what do you guys intend to achieve? Who's you want for go? Who's want for say? The police can provide security. Once you provide it, the police take on that. But it's usually like the police all right. Now you back invite the police on the office, then you can't turn for arrest and for me on call for. Now a lot of protest letters don't come out, even from the opposition. To the right. At the end of the day, the police invited the executive of the APC, then we'll get meeting at headquarters. Why not be all them one and then put in a cell? Why not be all the APC people them? But then go put in a cell. Why not? Because the civil society right now, when I go for gold, for me, it's very unfair. Yes, it's very, really unfair, to be honest.
It's a bad precedent in the same.
With a bad name to government.
All right. So we rush for time. Now go quickly now Europe. Mr. Dumbuya. If you, as you press release, so you pull on this same issue, but again, we're not going to like the protest side, the arrest of the civil society. Robert Yahweh, many people in Kona can say it talk for government, but he say he undone and the need for release the 2 people them urgently. What do you think? It's an attack on civil society activism?
Firstly, I believe the organization put a press release yesterday dated the 5th of December 2024. One, condemning the act of the police that it is unlawful, illegal, it is an arbitrary arrest, and demanding also for the release of Thomas Babadi and Mr. Mahdi, because they are civil society advocates them and they are well known. And they also analyze the content of the letter we write. Firstly, in the content, anything we pose a threat to national security, And we notice, say, in the letter where they write to the Inspector General of Police, as the police them already don't send out a misleading public notice as to why they arrest Sumot Babadi them. But the explanation where they indicate in the letter or in the press release further they violate the right. Because firstly, then do a disclaimer, say they don't address the letter properly, but they address them to the Inspector General of Police. I mean, that is the only proper way to address it. Secondly, and we notice in the content of Thomas Babadi, the letter, we find out, say, they even give the police the reason why they want for protest. Say, they are protesting that they are demanding the release or publication of the disaggregated data result for the June 2023 election. And also then tell the police them also the routes where they want for use or avenue or the venues that they want for voting map also. You know, they indicate to the police them saying so one for Waka. And also they assure the police that it will be a peaceful protest. That is already a commitment in the letter. Say it's going to be a peaceful protest. So they already don't make a commitment. So the police in the response say, okay, we are inviting you into a meeting to come. Okay, we why I see the letter, I say, oh, this could be a really turnaround for the police. It's like the police really want to begin act professionally now in this the approach. And one thing where the police also, all the people understanding the police will know that the police is not the judiciary. They have no responsibility to implement the law, but rather to enforce the law. That is their sole mandate. Okay, so if you don't invite the people for come, una don't come sit down for discourse, you ask them 2-3 questions as to how they want to go about the protest, waiting at their plans, they explain you now and say this gets the tendency how now for disrupt the peace. I mean, come on now. In a democratic society, how you go able to think like that? A sensitive matter like that. So what do we see? We look at all and we come and examine, say no, the rights of them people here, they already been trespassed. Remember, the police, of course, is being regulated by the National Constitution and the Public Order Act of 1965. And in the Public Order Act of 1965, Section 7 makes it very clear which deals with possession. You see, when you want for process, you notify the police. You write to notify, and even writing, even establish which kind of writing. That means you can even send them a WhatsApp message. It's a writing. You can even send them a regular message. It's a writing. Okay. You can even write that you go to the office day before day. You say, IG, I can't see you, and this is what I came to see you. I came read in my it's a writing. So not tell you say you for write a formal letter. No. But however, because of Babadi don't they the civil society space for so long, don't they advocate for people in right, and don't they advocate for pure and liberal democracy? He say, let us do it formally. Let us follow the tradition that has been going on. And they did that. They sent the letter, they wrote formally, anticipating that the police will provide as they demanded, or maybe the police will disallow, as the case may be. Okay. If you not disallow the people in problem or but you not go disallow the people and then you hold the people and you say therefore help you in investigation. What is the investigation? Because of social media, they go and talk, say people that want this, they want that. Like how many brothers say about Kondoma. Over the years, the police has been describing people who are faceless protesters. But now you don't get face where they represent the protest. That's now a bold step by Babadi for say, we are going to represent the protest. We are going to lead our people to protest. What you need to do is to say, okay, let us come and sit and discuss and then make an undertaking that if anything happened during this protest, you people are going to be held responsible. There and then they will get back to their protesters. Those that want to participate in the protest is only 200 people that are allowed. Now, we have made an undertaking. Please be peaceful. Let us use our placards, peacefully and march this way and this way. That is it. They also, when the police they try for talk say that is not the proper way to fight for electoral justice, or how they name it or what. I conclude in just 5 seconds. I conclude.
All right.
You know, in that regards, the police not able for not to get the power for determine how to fight for electoral justice. People, ordinary citizens, will not get the resources or the capacity for access to the judicial system, get the right for do that through by way of protest. And protest is a way to cause dissatisfaction or satisfaction about its circumstances or any other event where you feel say you know okay with. So we as civil society activists and LODA, League of Democracy Advocates, is demanding an immediate and unconditional release of Thomas Babadi and Mr. Wadi Williams. And not only that, we're also demanding a public apology for violating their rights, because it has never happened in the history of Sierra Leone for let you arrest the civil society just on mere letter way right. Just on mere letter. We know how let this be the case of Salute Jaro of Usai, a mere text message where he sent to the then chief minister to request for an information, and he was arrested. This now is similar repeat and recurrence of waiting be happened Salute and don't happen. So no, this is done. This is undone rather. This is a constitutional violation, and this is a breach of their statutory and constitutional rights, and even rights that are protected in international laws, which is their political and civic rights. So we need the police for release them. We need the police for apologize to them, and even apologize to the nation and the entire civil society sector, including Robert Kondema, which done that for advice, therefore also apologize to them. Because what has been done to anyone can be done to another person. So, and also we need authorities them also to make a public statement. The president is going to have a cocktail with the media. Then an opportunity for him make a public statement, for apologize for such an act, and for ensure the civil society activists and advocates and also media and practitioners them to ensure them that their rights and dignity will be upheld in any circumstance within the ambit of the law. Such a guarantee go able for help for clean or neutralize waiting the police don't do so, because this is undone and it is uncalled for. They have not committed any crime. They have not breached any law. They have been a law-abiding citizens all this while. They have been doing their advocacy all this while, and this is a threat to the safety of activists and advocates in that country, and it's a threat also to media practitioners them in that country, and it is a threat to investors, because mark you, even the investors, the way they corporate institutions, they now more rely on the media and civil society activists than even the judiciary to fight for them. Mostly, we have seen that many times, you know. So
I know you want for like, I know how this church and civil society people them, and I saw also we self journalism we can get a lot of threats when it comes to camp do work. But I have to tell you plenty thank you. Ibrahim Sori Dumbuya, the Executive Director, League of Democracy Advocates, LODA, and of course I have to say plenty thank you to Robert K. Kagbo, Executive Editor, Heritage Newspaper. Plenty thank you to the technical team, we don't help with Mr. Campbell and his team, and plenty thank you for you watch the program. One for telling plenty thank you. Get yourself a blessed weekend. Me don't be Alex Lawrence Koma. They say, let we go out and enjoy. This is not the festive season. No get blood pressure for person young kids. Until then, nice weekend.
Surprise on the mix.
Wow. This man they talk, huh?
We look for the news with the around. Log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staff them everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Voices come. Credibility, now we ability. News, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, that's a get the power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. Human them, girl picking, let's get the power. He call on me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. Go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah, voices down. Hi yeah, give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, let's get the power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, let's get the power. He call on me, count on me anyhow. We speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism.
Plenty things can happen at the country where the news can capture from politics, the economy, and other human interest issues them. Some of them issues can they inside different newspaper them during the week. This make Liberty Online Television. They bring you the Liberty Newspaper Review. Inside this program, we go bring analysts them for look at the most trending topic them inside the newspaper for the week and analyze them for make sense to the public. This go be every Friday, 12 o'clock afternoon on Liberty Television. Watch out for Liberty Newspaper Review.
This is Liberty Online TV.